Capricorn, hello and welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you might be in the world. It's my honor to read for you today. I have been sick, so I'm very excited to get back to readings. I actually had COVID, and I knew it even before I tested that something was really wrong. COVID is very interesting. And just a lot of work with the tests, and like you have to test before you get back to work, you have to test when you get sick, and you're too sick to go out and test, and those kits, those at-home kits have run out everywhere, and it's annoying. So I am very glad to be back doing readings for you, and it's still Capricorn season, so I'm never late. What's that saying? Never on schedule, but always on time. And speaking of time, Capricorn, tapping into your energy was very interesting for me, because at first I was a little shaky, like, nothing yet. And then I was even surprised. I was like, yo, nothing yet. And then when it came through really strong, that it seems as though your focus is time, as though time is of the essence. You know, the notion of like running out of time or feeling like time is against you, or something to that effect. Hold on. So Capricorn, we're here, our focus is time, and let's see why. I'm going to start off with 4 cards. Love a good old 4-card spread. Just want to make sure I get one more clean shuffle for you, Capricorn. Whew, I can't tell you how exciting it is to be back reading for the collective. Let's see, Capricorn. One more clean shuffle and we're done. Ooh, the Tower. The 3 of Coins. The Ace of Swords. And the 4 of Wands. Whew. So I feel like with the Tower coming out first, and the 3 of Coins, definitely something is coming undone. And the notion of how things have been done is, I think, primarily your focus. No, that doesn't make sense. So what I'm seeing here for you, Capricorn, is it seems as though some news that you were presented with before, some knowledge that you were presented with before, is presenting itself again. And this time your attention is called to it. It's as though you have to stop everything and give this information your full attention. With the 4 of Wands coming out, I'm inclined to believe that it has to do with your partnership, whatever partnership you are currently in. And more than anything, I am inclined to feel as though it has to do with the romantic relationship, Capricorn. Like, it's high time that you pay attention, because your world as you know it has for a while. It feels as though you've gotten these messages before, time and time again. But with the Tower card coming in, I'm seeing that there's something this time. It's a breakthrough moment. It's like an aha moment. Yeah, like an aha moment about how you intend to, or how you should move forward in your relationship, with or without the person. I'm going to take out 2 more cards for you. Yeah, Ace of Cups, Eight of Cups. You're being presented with information that is putting you in a position where you feel like there's certain things that are no longer serving you by being in this relationship, by being in this partnership, and ultimately it's time for you to move on, Capricorn. Took me 5 minutes to basically say that. um Especially because I don't want to go into that dangerous territory of sounding as though this is your only option or this is the only message that's coming through, but it's pretty blatant here. I mean, we've got the Tower card. It's a dismantling, it's a major interruption, it's a collapse, right? But it's a collapse that's drawing your attention to the message. And the message is that your partnership is not what you thought it was. And then I have the Ace of Cups in reverse, followed by the Eight of Cups, you know? Um, it's a major emotional upheaval, and it's something that because because of the fact that you've been presented with this information before, you knew it was coming, you saw it coming, you've contained you've contained it as best as you can, you've avoided it as best as you can, and now you have to face the music. Yeah. And I'm inclined to believe that you know it's a wrap. You know that this has run its course. Yeah, Ace of Cups in reverse. Something it's run its course. Why overindulge in the hurt and the pain? Why put yourself there and leave yourself there? I feel like this is a theme with most of the earth signs, Capricorn, and one thing's for certain, you guys are persistent, you're insistent, you stay the course. It's not easy for you to accept that something has come to an end. I'm inclined to believe that you're still teetering, just based on how the cards have presented themselves. The Tower moment, that breakdown has happened. And I think you're in the energy of now, your attention has been called to this. You've been presented with the information. So you're currently in that state of knowing that it's falling apart. I've, yeah, the Three of Coins here with, I think it looks like it's a church. There's three women looking at the church. And I would assume they're looking at it because the bells are ringing, and there's a little clock on the church too. And there you go, time. The bells are ringing. It's time to face the truth. It's time to face the facts. And you're currently dealing with that right now. So I love this Eight of Cups card though, because it's a duck flying off away from the cups that are like positioned and stationed below the duck. And in the background is what looks like the that famous Greek monument. Can't remember what it's called right now, with the pillars, and that's in the background. And it signifies that greatness awaits, but you need to move on. You need to ascend. It's time to release and let go. You know, it at first it seems like a very dreary card, but I really, really like the Eight of Cups. That card is interesting. you know. Um, let's do 2 more cards. Capricorn, please. 2 more cards for Capricorn. So, in essence, I feel like because it's been a long time coming and it's hard for you to let go, Capricorn, I do feel as though you know that the other side is great. You know that there can only be positives on the other side of the pain and the sorrow. You're very well aware of that fact, but still, you know that that person who stays the course is struggling with the actual act of letting go. Ooh, awakening in reverse. Oh, the lovers in reverse. No ways. The lovers in reverse, awakening in reverse. So that for me represents, awakening in reverse, lovers in reverse. You've been presented with this information before. It can only be detrimental to your mental health if you choose to keep ignoring this information. The information that is that this relationship has run its course. It will set you back monumentally in terms of your spiritual growth to keep stalling and avoiding that it's time, that this situation can no longer serve you well, and you'll be stuck, right? Love is in reverse. It's like your souls will be stuck in limbo. So it's like the love is there, but to what end? How does it? How can it be beneficial to be in something where we're both no longer one growing from it? Yeah, it's like awakening in reverse is just telling me that it's not nourishing your soul to be in this anymore. And it's kind of like your spiritual growth has come to a screeching halt. There's just no forward movement. There's no upward. Obviously, an ascension is upward. There's no ascension. It's very stagnant. Yeah, that's what the Eight of Cups is also telling me. Ace of Cups in reverse. We're in very stagnant waters. There's no flow. It's stuck. It's so. It's a terrible energy to be in. Hey, when you're together and you don't know why. Quite frankly, because it's what you've known. Because it's what you know. Because it's the only thing you've known. Come on, you're better than that, Capricorn. You can't tell me that you don't understand that when something no longer serves you well, you're supposed to move on. You can't tell me that, Capricorn. You who is pragmatic and wise. Those like Capricorn to me is I always see like just an old guy with very young eyes, like a glint in his eyes. That's what I think about when I think of a Capricorn. The goat, a mischievous glint in your eye, but older. So the knowledge of ages and a refreshing attitude towards things. That's what I picture when I see a Capricorn in my mind's eye, in my third eye, if you will. So it's unfortunate because what this spread is telling me is that the glint in your eye is somewhat non-existent. We still have that wisdom, but you're not using it to your best advantage if you're okay to be a sitting duck in stagnant waters, right? I want to do 4 more cards for you. And it's one of those moments where I feel it. Like, I know for a fact that this is it. This tower moment is going to be the theme of this year for you. If you don't take heed now, you're going to be presented with a lot of tower moments, and that's exhausting. Strength in reverse. The World card. The Ten of Coins. The Queen of Coins. So I'm seeing here, all these major arcana as well. Hey, Capricorn, this is it. It's time. Like, I mean, I can't put it in any other words. And time really is of the essence. You can't afford to keep wasting your time in something that doesn't serve you well. That's just not the life that you should be living. It's hard for you to see that now, especially because you take things so slow. So for you, there's never an inclination to feel like, oh, I've wasted my time, or I spent way too much time thinking about this. That's not how you approach things. Strength in reverse is heavy. Because for me, it feels as though it's coming. The message is saying you'll feel a loss of kin, a loss of the family dynamic. That's what you're trying to avoid, I think, by ignoring the messages that have come through. And it's like I said, with the theme of time coming through so strongly in your reading, it's telling me that time and time again you keep getting these messages, you keep ignoring it, and here's the reason why. You don't want to lose what's important to you, what's most important to you. And with the World card, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, that this relationship has become your world. It's hard for you to separate yourself from your relationship. Your identity is one and the same. And with the loss of kin, it's like a kinship that you've created. This is family for you. This is not just someone you've been dating, it's family. Ooh, I got like a wave of like emotion over that, because now I'm understanding why it's so hard for you to walk away. And these are the pillars of who you are, so to speak. So with the Strength card in reverse, it's like the pillars of you'll lose the pillars of who you are. You'll lose that foundation, because you will feel as though you've lost a sense of kinship. You've lost family. And the way I'm so drawn to the World card, and the woman just, it's like it's so fascinating. It's the world, all these beautiful creatures, and what the earth has what is most on offer, or the best thing that the world has to offer us, the earth has to offer us. And for the first time I'm noticing, and maybe it's because it's your reading, that she's looking down at it. And yes, that's it. You don't want to regret losing what you don't want to live in regret. You don't want to look back and think, no, I should have tried. That's what I'm getting. I should have tried to keep us together. I should have tried to give it a little more time, fight for it more. I should have tried to do this. I should have tried to do that. And it's like, that's all fair and good. And that's a reasonable statement. But you can't live with what you expect the future might be. You have to live with what's going on right now. You have to be present. It's a very sobering lesson that I learned last year for myself. um, how it just, I was constantly living in other timelines. I was living either in the past or in the future, stewing, literally stewing on things I could have changed in my past, things I could have done differently in my past, and then marinating on the future, completely neglecting the present, Capricorn. And I think that's why this Tower moment is coming at you so hard and so heavy. The message is very clear. And with the Queen of Coins in reverse, I'm feeling as though you're losing your sense of self. You know, it's interesting because the Strength card comes out in reverse first, followed by the World card, the Coins card, the Ten of Coins card, and then the Queen of Coins in reverse. And it's like, what it's saying to me is that of course it's major, this feeling of feeling as though your foundation has been more than shook, it's been broken, and you might potentially lose family. And then I see the Queen of Coins coming out, and it's like that reminder of, fair enough, there's that risk that you might lose your family, but what about yourself? Here you are standing in Queen of Coins energy in reverse right now. So yeah, long term, we could lose someone very important to us. But here we are right now and we're losing ourselves. Can you really afford to lose yourself, Capricorn? That is the question. And I think the answer is pretty clear to you, whether you choose to ignore it or not. And you know, I can only tell you what the cards are saying, Capricorn. I can't tell you what to do, but they speak for themselves. It's very clear to me that you're gonna keep getting Tower moments, and Tower moments are just for the fact that they're so exhausting in and of themselves. These major fights, arguments, disagreements, small things that are bottled up and snowball into this huge cluster of things that you're even going to bring up from the past, like insecurities that are just draining on each side, just misery. And that's what I mean by Tower moments. I'm also inclined to feel as though family members are going to start pointing things out to you. You're going to be arguing with family, and you'll be ostracizing friends, and just to hold on to this relationship that is failing doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. But that's just me, and this is your reading, and I thank you for joining me, Capricorn, and I hope and pray for the best for you.